As Melo pulls down an offensive board and able to get it to go.
And with Melo coming into mid-range and letting him fire, everybody's trying to take away the three-point shot. He's one of the greatest mid-range shooters of all time as Andrew Wiggins spins his way
on the team, and he said absolutely growing up in Canton, Ohio, as Shabazz drills the three.
Belong in the Toot Gang, 22 years.
Whiteside from downtown, that does together, and you may see that in short spurts, but that's really not what they're trying to do, as McCollum drills the three. And playing two bigs is not really the vision that they have. Culver follows his own miss. Anthony works on Covington, spins, fires, hits.
They have Vonleh gets to the rim and scores on Hassan Whiteside.
Covington over Whiteside. Whiteside clearly altered that shot. Blazers off and running. Anthony Simons with the finish.
Squares. So oh my goodness.
Zonia going to get a chance for an and one last year.
His career never took off in Orlando.
Okogie and Josh hits from downtown. He's unable to finish.
How about a foul call on that play?
Lillard flares out to the three-point line and drills it. Do believe Nurk is getting much closer. Gary Trent Jr., only his second game ever. Okogie probes and finishes. Or excuse me, Teague.
Minnesota switches the wing pick. Jeff Teague tries to stop Melo, but he's too small. People, one thing they say about Melo is what great shape he came into the season with.
Okogie steps back for three.
Now you're Josh Okogie, hopefully now. If anybody deserves it, it's him too.
McCollum answers right back. Finds Keita open, and Keita unable to connect. Offensive rebound. Timberwolves can hold for the final shot, or they can just get a dunk out of KBD. The game tonight averaging 18.2, and he said he doesn't feel like this team has won enough for him to really deserve all-star consideration at an all-star caliber level. And he throws it away right as I'm talking about him. Culver with the finish in transition.
By Josh Okogie, setting him up so Nasri can come over and get the block.
KBD, corner three!
You think about the dunk that Keita.
His third board so far tonight. Timberwolves on a 9-0 run. Tolliver swats it away. Teague attacking Hazonia. Got a nice screen from Reed to finish.
Drive, great take by Jeff Teague.
He opens the road for Teague so he could drive right through. Simons, a little floater game back. That was the first made field goal for the Blazers in this quarter.
Got a nice little run here since Whiteside sat down to number 3 in net rating. So defensively, a very underrated job by Shabazz Napier. Andrew Wiggins knocks down that triple.
There with it. Shabazz hits Rocco trailing the play. Oh my goodness, Andrew Wiggins batted it from one. Portland, meantime, 1 of 12 from the field in this second quarter. Lillard, high degree of difficulty.
By Gorgui Dieng. The flyby made Anthony Tolliver have to reload and then threw it away in the process.
Wiggins and Andrew heating up.
We know how quickly that can change, though.
Simons able to get around Rocco. You don't see that very.
And number 1 in layups made. So the system is bearing fruit. As Dame Dollar
been the vision of this hierarchy with the Timberwolves from day one. Wiggins feeds Rocco, and there's another layup for the Timberwolves.
Caught in isolation.
Knocked away, and Wiggins comes out of there with the basketball. Rocco, back-to-back layups for Covington. And 7th turnover tonight for the Blazers, who average 12.8 per game. Gorgui able to get Whiteside to fly by. Lillard connects on a 3. Looking to build on a lead to take into the locker room at halftime. Gorgui again gets to the rack for a finish.
3 field goals made. They have to have at least 13 to 15 layups.
Whiteside follows his own miss. I'm looking at the number. Covington. And he gets to third.
Babysitter tonight. That is great husbanding right there.
And that's great three-point shooting right there. Kyle was nice enough to sign them.
Yeah.
We don't know definitively that the person that sold them on eBay didn't give them
Cove!
As Cove drills it.
And then hopefully, Minnesota almost didn't bring him back this past season, so a good thing they did.
Lillard able to go
Lillard.
around Rocco for the finish.
I got to play in for 3 years and seen a multitude of games. Wiggins knocking down the mid-range, sort of energy in the building, but don't work that out.
Covington, no. Gorgie, yes. The offseason after spending time with the Portland Trailblazers and really worked extensively with both Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. And
which is so important for a point guard to have is to have a voice. You got to be able to direct people and command them. You just got to put them in that situation, and you know, David Vanderpool has had a lot of different mentors, and Rick Robson wrote a great article about Vanderpool.
Off the Lillard miss, Napier, Gorgie Jang, and the Timberwolves have scored on all 8 possessions they've had in this quarter. McCollum able to bank it in. A little bit too strong. McCollum. And Ryan Saunders will use the timeout.
Shooter.
Rocco. And add another one for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, right.
Napier kicks it out. Wiggins for 3. And the Timberwolves seemingly can't. Taps it over to Napier. Simons played for the pass, and Napier burns him with the layup.
It's funny they gave Napier the rebound, even though Rocco's the one that controlled it, tipped it over to Napier.
Wiggins a block.
I don't think it was that clear that it went off Hassan Whiteside after seeing that.
Whiteside able to get it. Wiggins from the free throw line.
Andrew just feeling it right now to make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, it's the 3rd game back for Andrew after being out sick. And Wolves tonight. Whiteside blows the stuff. It goes right into the hands of Lillard. And the 4th tries to charm for the Blazers.
Breathe life into them, give them any hope that they can win on your floor.
Whiteside hurried the shot. It falls anyway.
Shot it quick. You got to get rid of it. He's so big. Teague drawing the foul here. Oh my goodness.
Chance for a 4-point play.
He's so incredibly talented. He's got big numbers.
Vonleh, athletic move. Of course, I warmed Melo up by talking about Syracuse.
Oh my goodness.
Vonleh, that's his 2nd athletic.
I've seen little guys win all the time.
Lillard hurries it up the floor, finds Simons in transition, and Okogie says, not on my watch. Me to say hello. Yeah. Not a lot of players will do that. Bates Diop.
Nurkic broke his leg. You know, I mean, that impact Abram had to have that repaired, so that's a 4-month process. As Nasri can't get that to go, but Minnesota was keeping it alive. Another hoop.
Was not really in the rotation for the Blazers early. Little able to drill the triple. Of course, the bad news for the Vikings was Adam Thielen getting banged up in practice yesterday. As Travion Graham hits the 3 with the rebound. Trent drills the triple. Jalen Horde, 2-way player for the Blazers, overseas to Jalen Horde. His mother was a member of the French national team. Teague finds an extra gear and able to get to the bucket for the Bates Diop. As the shot clock down to 5, and Bell will take it and make it. Portland again until St. Patrick's Day. In Portland on St. Patrick's Day, and then 5 days later they'll finish off the season. Tell you what, Portland making a run that is going to make this final score look much less one-sided than it really was. Advocate. I think it was a bad call, but... Oh, Jared Culver! You're about threes. They shoot nearly 50%. They hold the Blazers to 36.5%. And for the first time in his coaching career, Ryan Saunders has a win.